Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you. What's hidden from the viewer? Thank you. Outcome and advice. All right. The overall energy of this reading is the Magician. As above, so below. The number 1 card starts with the Fool, and then we go to the Magician. Manifesting, consciously creating. He's got these pictures in his imagination that he is bringing into his experience. So bringing those ideas, those imaginings into this reality so you can touch them, feel them, taste them, experience them in this form. A lot of you are multidimensional beings. But you came to this time-space reality because you wanted to experience the 3D. Very unique space. All right, so what's the viewer? All right. 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Swords, Hierophant reversed. Oh, you're manifesting, creating an ending, walking away from something that doesn't work. There's 8 of Cups, 6 of Swords, moving away, moving on, moving to calmer grounds. Hierophant reverse feels like breaking from tradition. For some of you, this feels like a relationship. Conscious uncoupling, consciously leaving some type of connection. This could be work. This could be so an exodus, leaving something. This, as I'm reading it now, could be a relationship or work. There's emotional attachments. It feels complicated. But whatever it is, it's just not working with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Unworkable. Okay, so what's Hierophant reverse? Let's see if we can get closer. Is this a broken contract? Eight of Swords in reverse. You know too much. Okay, you're clear. It feels like you might have been 8 of Swords upright at some point, kind of limited in your ability to see the full picture, what was going on. I just heard uncomfortable truths. So in reverse, now you see. Once you were blinded, now there's clarity. That's also 3 8s very quickly showing up. So 8s, 888. Yeah, this is moving on, seeing things differently. So what does the viewer need to know about this moving on, about creating an ending? What would be the most helpful advice? Boy, this 3 of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like nobody else is putting in the work. It feels like you might be the only one that cares, that's trying to keep whatever this is together. No one else is showing up. I think that might be what you're waking up to, kind of realizing is, wait a minute, I am putting a lot of effort trying to keep something together that it doesn't, I don't know if the other people involved want to put in, they're not putting any work, any effort, no one's showing up. This, whatever this is, whether this is a work environment or a relationship, it feels like I get the feeling that you, viewer, might be stuck in like fix it, trying to make something work, that you are so focused on the repair and fixing and trying to keep something together that you're kind of missing the whole point, that nobody's wanting this. You might be the only one trying to keep something together, and you do not want to be in a relationship with someone who does not want to be in a relationship or with you. You do not want that. You might think in somewhere in your space, like, I need that, but you really, on a soul level, there you go, in a different chakra, realize that why would I, that's a good question, why would I, viewer, be so chasing after someone who's showing me in their behavior and everything that they do not want to be with me? Why would I want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with me? Maybe that would be a good, ooh, okay, that hit some spots in the heart space. No, this doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you, that someone at some point decides that they're no longer interested in working with you, whether this is work or relationships. People change. People grow, people shift. Some people grow, some people don't. Things change. I think a lot of us were told some fantasies about relationships that don't carry water. Beliefs that feel fantasy based, and that everybody gets along and that forever, instead of, let's see how this goes, let's see how this works, and then when it doesn't anymore, then let's address that and go our separate ways. There's something here about allowing things to change. They're going to change anyway. So instead of resisting the change, recognizing when people have shifted and are moving away, and that it's not necessarily a reflection on you, viewer, but maybe they've changed, maybe you've changed, and that's okay. Okay. I personally, in my past, I would stay in environments and in relationships past the expiration date, trying to fix things, and that's what this feels like. Even in jobs. Miserable. And I think I can tolerate a lot. And at times I'm unable to see the signs when they're right in front of me, which is kind of ironic, being a psychic. So anyway, all right, let's see what else. Oh, the Magician, clarified by the Magician. You're really in a manifesty place, in imagining. Okay, so this has different energies. It looks like you're creating an ending of something that might have expired a while ago. And now it feels like in this Magician card, you're reimagining. So part of when you're that focused, you're trying to make something work because that's all you've imagined that this is going to. I'm going to take this to the conclusion. I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to make this work. But instead, when you realize, oh, okay, that's not working. That's not an effective use of my time. What now? What would be after I end this? And allow it to end. And sometimes there's emotions that come up, and processing the emotions so you can get the wisdom from them. Changes can be uncomfortable. So imagining you after this, what do you want after this? What would help the viewer imagine what comes next after this? 5 of Wands, something you'll fight for, something that gives you passion, something that gives you energy, something that makes you excited to get up and start your day. If you can't find excitement and inspiration, then curiosity is a good energy. Follow what you're curious about. When my vibration is too low, I'm in an uncomfortable place, going through challenges. I'm processing too much. I can't get to inspiration, excitement. But I can be curious about something and follow that. What am I curious about? What am I interested in? Is there something I want to learn about? Is there something I want to move towards? That's what you're looking for, like a spark to move towards in a direction. Something that's got your attention, your excitement. Okay, that's really interesting. So that hit the 8 of Swords in reverse. Okay, the challenge is to, with the Death card, to let the past be in the past. To not repeat cycles. So you don't want to jump right into this next imagining. There's a process. Let time heal. Let some space happen between the creating an ending and creating a new beginning. Be present with whatever arises. A lot of you, it feels like I got these messages too when I was in an uncomfortable ending. A lot of endings, and just wounded and hurt and confused and scared. That I didn't want to be where I was in that energy. And I was just looking forward to like escaping. And I kept getting messages, you're right where you need to be. This is important. It's important to be right in the middle of it and to not bypass that. You're experiencing it, so it must be important, necessary to your development even. And so with that perspective, instead of trying to escape the discomfort of it, sitting with the discomfort and acknowledging what are those uncomfortable emotions, where are you feeling them. Bonus points if you can tell what chakra system it's coming from, because that'll give you some information. So if it's from your base chakra, you might be in fight or flight. Hard to make choices from that fight or flight position until you find the stability and security. It also helps you how to recognize how to help yourself. So if is in your base chakra, to stay grounded, to stay present, If it's in your sacral, then dealing with your emotions, sitting with your emotions, processing them. It's in your solar plexus, you're feeling disempowered. And so how can you face your fears and show yourself how powerful you really are? Okay. Anything else? Right now, it looks like being discerning, maybe saying less in your communication. It feels like there's some lies, some foundational lies, whether this is a business, a work environment. Hey. Whether this is a work environment or a relationship. It looks like there's a need for you to embody this Queen of Swords energy. Look how she's got her back turned in the ice here, the sword up. She's head over heart. She's clear that fog of confusion. And so now she can see. What I'm getting is now that you've got some clarity, some truth, it feels like you are able to see some lies, some deceptions. The more distance you get, the more you Eight of Cups and Six of Swords, the more you create distance and leave this environment, leave this relationship, the more you get energetic separations, the more you'll understand. It looks like there's some deceptions, maybe even self-deceptions. And there's grief, there's sadness. What's interesting is it feels like you don't even really, with the Five of Cups, it feels like these cups that are spilt and the wine has been spilled out of these cups. I get the feeling that you don't even really want you're not happy in this job, in this relationship that you're working so hard to repair. It's like you've lost the taste for that relationship, that job. And then it's disappointing that it's not working. So maybe even recognizing, I don't even know if I really want it. I've been just so focused on trying to make it work that I've lost touch with the reality of I'm not even enjoying. It feels like you've lost the enjoyment of this relationship, of this job anyway. It feels so disappointing. This is a very interesting energy to be in. Missing something that you don't even want anymore. Never feeling like you really got satisfaction, got to some level of satisfaction. And so it's like you're, in your spirit, it might feel like I'm giving up before I achieved, like I've accomplished whatever in your spirit you thought you were supposed to accomplish. It looks like there's this opportunity for you to see things from a different perspective, to stop, once you stop fixing and get out of trying to repair, trying to fix, if you can put that mindset aside and just start seeing what things are, who people are, how they're operating, and get out of that mindset of fix it. That's the first thing, to kind of bring you to reality and see things. Because when you're in that fix it mode, you're kind of missing some of the plot and you're not helping yourself. There's new opportunities coming in, a new pathway. You're not going to miss it. You're not going to miss your own life. You have time to process this. This is happening for you. in what's hidden, we've got the Lovers in reverse. Yeah, this feels like you're making different choices. You could call it a breakup. Whether this is, again, I'm getting both work and it keeps ping-ponging between work and romantic relationship. Basically, it's about knowing when something has ended, acknowledging it, accepting. Acceptance would be really helpful. Just radical acceptance. This is where I am. Instead of, it should have been, and they said they were going to do, and this, it was supposed to be, and expectations, and what I thought was really that. Letting that go and being very grounded in reality. You can't, all that stuff, it should have and they should. Okay. What you can work with is reality, though. And the more you play in that, they should have and they didn't do this and and trying to find who's at fault, the more you're missing just getting busy with accountability and being grounded and present so you can make changes. Acceptance. I accept I'm right where I am. I accept that all the feelings are mine to process. All the emotions are mine to process through. And on the other side of processing those emotions, boy, am I going to have wisdom. Okay. Oh, nice. Wheel of Fortune. So after this, in what's hidden, Lovers reverse, after breaking up, your luck changes. Because you're no longer 111 on the clock. You're no longer like just tunneling down like I need to make this work. I need to make this fix it. By letting that go and letting something fall apart from the tower, then you can become yourself. You can consciously let something go and heal from it and consciously create a new version of you, and with a life something that you would much prefer. It looks like when you leave that environment and heal from that fixing it type of mentality, then your luck changes because your energy isn't trying to make something happen. You can focus it on imagining, on healing, on holding space for your grief and sorrow and let that work its way through. It's important to heal. No one else is going to heal your wounds for you. That's an inside job. So even if you perceive someone else caused this wounding, it's your responsibility. Your wounds are your responsibility. Even if they're childhood wounds, they were not your responsibility, those woundings that you have. But it is, as an adult, your responsibility to heal from those wounds if you want to grow, mature, be healed. Okay. There's the tower. All right. Yep. I think there's a lot of revelations, seeing false realities collapsing, realizing that you're working so hard trying to keep something together that a false reality feels like you trying to keep that false reality together feels like a little bit of denial of reality is too hard to look at. It's like a really big Band-Aid that just let it rip, the tower. Because you can't deal with fantasy. They should, and they said, and that. Okay, but let's just deal with reality. What's really happening? Because all of that, you can argue it from here to whatever, and it doesn't get you anywhere. I've tried. And all it does is delay the healing, your healing. Okay. Anything else that's hidden from the viewer that would be helpful? Let's move on to the outcome and advice. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Choices. A lot of new choices. In Pentacles, in your 3D world. Ace, and now Two of Pentacles. This feels more like stability, security, staying grounded in this reality. Oh, okay. Some of you are having an awakening. This is waking you up. This is applying pressure. And a lot of you are going within. This has been so confusing, so upsetting, and this ending, that it's creating an awakening for you. So some of you, it looks like, have been having like little, excuse me, little like awakening here, a little bit more, a little bit more. This is creating a big awakening. A lot of this in the first card, the Magician, in the overall energy, you've asked for a lot of clarity. This is so confusing. Yes, you want this ending. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of asking, even from childhood versions of you guys, viewers out there, who since childhood has been asking for this stuff to make sense. Like things haven't been adding up. And it feels like the false realities are collapsing. And you're able to see the lies. That's the second time that's come up. It's not just lies, people lying to you, but people who are lying to themselves, people who are still inside of the false reality and refusing to come out. They're still in that fix-it mode. There's a lot of healing with Four of Swords. Take care of yourself. Take some time. How can you take care of yourself? How can you take care of every aspect of yourself? How you doing physically? How you doing mentally? How you doing emotionally? Are there people you can call on? Are there therapists? Do you need an appointment? How can you take care of yourself and support yourself through this so you can heal? Yeah, some of you have got the ick from maybe just people. It's just like and that's all right. It might take you a minute to kind of heal from this, recover. Right where you are is right where you need to be. I have experienced that when I am in a big emotional state, going through something, that is not a good time to create beliefs, my new belief systems. I just recognize, okay, I'm in it. I'm going through something. I'm processing. Not a good time to create, oh, I think this way and I think that, because you're you're creating those beliefs in an expanded state. When I'm in an expanded state, I just recognize, oh, I need self-care. I need to take care of myself, get myself grounded, and it takes the time it takes. And just don't judge myself, don't pressure myself to heal, to just sit with where I am, and that be okay. It's okay to be right where you are. It's okay to feel the mixture of feelings you're feeling right now. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you. You're right where you need to be. Can you imagine? This is right where you wanted to be. This is important. There's no need to rush through this. This is good fuel for the version of you that you are creating and the life that you prefer. You don't want to miss out on this. And show yourself, teach yourself how to create the version of yourself you prefer. There's so much awakening energy here, expansion. And when you get out of environments where you've been in that small role of fixing something, trying to keep something together that doesn't want to be together, and just let it go and then move on, then the lightness, the luck. All right, any last messages? Ooh, it was 31:31 on the clock. All right. Yeah, you're letting go of something that you thought was, this is as good as it gets. I'm afraid to let this go because I can't imagine anything better. But once you start focusing on what you prefer, feels like whoever I'm talking about is kind of in the midst of something. So once you're a little further out, then you start focusing on something that does grow, something that does produce fruit, where your energy input, you're seeing the results of that energetic input, where what I've been seeing is a lot of fix-it energy being put in and nothing's coming out of it, and it's just leaving you drained, exhausted. So, all right, I hope that's helpful. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all to my new subscribers for saying hello. Thank you all for your likes, your comments. It's just a real delight to translate these messages and co-create these messages for all of you. All right, take care.